Welcome to the Fear and Greed Business News Afternoon Report for Wednesday, the 13th of November, 2024. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon, we've got the 5 stories that happened today that you need to know about. Story number 1, the local share market tumbled early this morning, but then recovered somewhat. It was on the back of a weaker lead-in from Wall Street. That Trump trade was wound back a bit. By the end of the day, the S&P ASX 200 was down 0.75% to 8,193 points. Financials and industrials sold off hard. ANZ went ex-dividend, finished down more than 4%. Otherwise, the big banks were lower, as were the retailers and most of the big miners. Newey share price tumbled 22%, having just hit a record high, even though the group reiterated its growth target for this financial year. Analysts said the sell-off might just reflect the lack of detail in Newey's ASX announcement today. Life360 share price tumbled 7% after it downgraded revenue forecasts. It was the worst of the top 200. Self-Wealth, it's not a top 200 stock, a bit of a smaller company, but it soared 75% after Bell Financial made a $51 million buyout bid. Best of the top 200 today was Paladin Energy. It jumped nearly 9%. Having fallen 29% yesterday. Story number 2, the Commonwealth Bank boss Matt Comyn expects interest rates will start falling early next year, probably February. He said it's a safe bet, but also a finely balanced call for the Reserve Bank. In fact, it could be a bit later. He was speaking ahead of the Australian Bureau of Statistics release of figures showing a slowdown in wages growth. That is good news for those wanting a rate cut. Mr. Comyn says that Australia's economy, it's growing, but just growing slowly. Inflation is moderating gradually, and there's still plenty of geopolitical tensions, creating uncertainty around the place. The Commonwealth Bank provided its first quarter results unaudited, made an after-tax profit of $2.5 billion for the 3 months to the end of September. Its share price finished down about 0.5%. Story number 3, a couple of earnings results out today. Aristocrat Leisure will pay a higher dividend after announcing a 17% jump in full-year profit. That's normalised profit. Statutory profit was down 10%, in part due to the write-downs of its mobile gaming business. Its share price finished up nearly 3%. And building products group James Hardie's share price jumped 6% after it said it expects to deliver better profitability and launched a $300 million buyback. The improved outlook comes after a decline in sales and earnings in the September quarter for James Hardie. Net profit was actually down 23% due to a challenging demand environment, particularly in Asia and Europe. Story number 4, Mineral Resources share price fell 7% today after it mothballed its Bald Hill lithium mine in Western Australia. Takes effect immediately. 300 staff will be either sacked or redeployed. Mothballing the mine will preserve cash and the value of Bald Hill's spodumene ore body for when prices improve, the company said. Lithium spodumene is fetching about $800 a tonne at the moment. That's about 10% of its price 2 years ago. It was $8,000 a tonne back then. Lithium prices have suffered on the back of a jump in supply, particularly from China and Africa, also less demand for EVs. There was also speculation yesterday that Kevin Gallagher, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Santos, might replace Chris Ellison at Mineral Resources. Santos said the rumours were fabricated, without foundation, and false. And story number 5, Beijing has unveiled its latest stealth fighter, the J-35A, as part of the modernisation of its military. There was a 5-minute air show, according to the Financial Times. China's trying to modernise its military and challenge US dominance in the Asia-Pacific region, especially around Taiwan. Now, 2 countries, the US and China, can produce 2 types of stealth bombers. What's a stealth bomber? Well, it can't be detected by radar or infrared. In fact, it's not even visible, they say. That's it for the afternoon report for Wednesday, the 13th of November, 2024. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast and find Fear and Greed on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, TikTok and Facebook. Join Michael Thompson and I tomorrow morning for the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed. Top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.